Are you sure you're ready?
I'm never ready.
Never ready works. So, welcome everybody to the Artists Alliance podcast. Here today we have Julia Wald with us and her fantastic artwork. It's literally awesome. I love the googly eyes on that one. And we're sitting here again with Global Beer Company, Kevin King's IPA. I think it's the hash IPA.
Okay.
Could be wrong, but it's the hash IPA. 100% positive.
Oh, whoa. This is good.
Yeah, it's tasty.
Yeah.
It's extremely strong, though.
I'm going to pace myself.
I probably won't.
I'm going to pace myself.
Yeah, it's a good plan.
Yeah, I think so. I'm not a large person, you know.
It happens.
Yeah.
So how are you enjoying being in Seattle since you've only been here half a year or so?
Half a year. It's kind of like moving to another country.
It is. It's a little different.
It is a lot different. I'm from Buffalo.
Here, real quick. Get that a little closer to you.
Oops. I'm from Buffalo, New York originally, so moving from Buffalo to Seattle is a little bit of a culture shock, kind of, in a good way.
I could see that.
Yeah. But it is like, even though it's the same country, there are like different customs and...
There's something better about the sun setting on the over the water than there is it rising over the water.
That is fair. And and the mountains are awesome. I love looking at the mountains every day. That's because Buffalo is very, very flat. Like we're on the Great Lakes, so Buffalo is right on Lake Erie. So there are a lot of waterways, but it's not the same.
No, it's not. It's a beautiful place out here. Like I said, that 65 days a year that it's beautiful. It's the most beautiful thing.
Yes. And the weather is better than it is in Buffalo. So, for me, Buffalo's cold as shit in the winter. Well, it used to be. Actually, with climate change, now what we get is just
come on. Climate change isn't real. I'm just kidding.
Climate change isn't real. We used to get really, really severe winters. And during the polar vortex, that winter was bad. It was like 5 degrees in February every single day. But normally now our winters are like drizzly and it's 40s all the time, and then we'll get one big dumping of snow because the lakes never freeze over, and it's just miserable. I mean, Seattle rains a lot, but it's more temperate up here, so it's nicer that way. Like, you don't have to deal with snow.
Exactly. It's like it snows like 3 times. When it does, the whole world shuts down.
I thought that was funny because I was there for I think all 3 times it snowed this year.
Yep.
Because I came in the middle of January.
That's a heavy winter.
What everyone keeps telling me, and I'm like, really? They're like, yeah, it was the worst winter ever. I'm like, really?
Yep.
Really? I mean, the rain, to be fair, like from the East Coast, I admit that I was a little bit like, oh, this can't be too bad. Seattleites are, they complain, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, the rain did keep me in a few times. So now I get what people are saying. Because, when you come from snow, you just think, rain's not that big a deal. But then it rains every single day.
Yeah.
Severely.
For a little while during the wet season.
Yeah.
During the winter.
So I changed my perspective on that a little bit.
Yeah. That'll happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt the same way. I mean, I moved out here. Had been all over the West Coast, kind of. Arizona, Colorado, California, so on and so forth. Idaho, extremely beautiful place. Wicked winters.
Oh, I can imagine.
Wicked. It's just like North Idaho area, Coeur d'Alene, where 90 goes through. Just solid snow, 8-foot berms in the middle of the road.
That sounds kind of cool, though.
It's pretty cool. And then, summer. Right now, I think it's hotter there than it is here.
Oh, I can imagine.
Yeah. Like spring is 1 month, fall is 1 month. Winter is 5, summer is 5.
That's Buffalo. Because, it's the same thing. Like, although to be fair, like, I think I am going to miss the falls, because I have heard from here that you don't get, like, the same changing color in the foliage. I do like that.
We get some pretty wicked change, and it's drastic and fast.
Really?
Yeah. It's like 2 weeks before everything's red.
Whoa.
Yeah. And then it stays red for a month, and then within 2 months, it all falls off.
Oh, okay.
But it's super neat. I mean, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Big fan.
Because people have been telling me, I guess it's mostly East Coasters, like, you don't get the same fall. It's not the same.
It's not the same. I have to admit, the Northeast has long falls.
Yeah,
which is
we
really
do.
Nice. But that's one of my girlfriend's favorite things too. She loves fall.
Yeah.
She likes the Halloween and shit like that.
I don't really care about Halloween so much. I just that weather for me is the best, just because it's not like super super humid and hot, and it's not cold, so you can wear like nice transition clothing, I guess, and you're comfortable most of the time walking around.
Yeah.
And a light jacket is fine, and the trees are pretty.
Hoodie and jeans.
Yeah, there you go. That's
the average attire here.
It is. Well, and you're forgetting beanies. Everybody wears like.
Everyone's got that hipster beanie and the
I
plaid
have an
shirt.
issue with the beanie, though. It bothers me. They never cover their ears here with the beanie. Like, what is up with that? Like, when I wear a hat, to be fair, like, I'm usually going for ear coverage.
Yeah.
Here, everybody rolls it up above their ears.
That sailor chic, man. The sailors always had it up for when it's cold, for when it's regular, and then they could just pull it down.
Okay, because I actually, that is like one thing I have noticed that is, I just don't see that as much.
Sailors and lumberjacks, man. That's what this whole area is built off of. We're a port and we exported logs forever.
I do live on Yesler, so now I know.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Don't tell people that.
I live. Should I give them my address?
No. Stalkers.
Well, it's a long street. I mean, I'm not going to tell them exactly where I live. It's the street. The street is historical.
What Starbucks is closest to you? Don't do it.
I don't go to any Starbucks that are close to me. Yeah,
don't go to Starbucks.
Better coffee places here at Seattle.
Yeah, we're definitely a coffee mecca. I mean, there's a coffee shop everywhere, and it doesn't have to be Starbucks, which is great. I mean, I've been to other places, Southern California, Starbucks still, and then there's one coffee place.
Well, there's Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf in LA, but that's like the same
exactly.
shit. It's the same shit.
Yeah.
It's
like
not
Tully's.
special. Yeah. I went to Tully's once because that is something like special to the area, and then I watched 10 Things I Hate About You for like the 10th time. And so I'm like, oh, Tully's is a thing because they actually have it in the movie.
Yep.
And so I went and I'm like, this is bullshit. I mean, it's not bad, but it's not special either.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's all about your preference with coffee, so.
That's true.
All right. So let's talk more about some art stuff.
Yes.
Do you have any shows coming out?
I do. I have one show coming up at True Love Art Gallery, the Skate Deck show.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
That's going to be cool.
It is going to be cool. I'm freaking out about it currently. I'm still working on my skate deck. And then I have one show with Push Pull, which is the Twin Peaks theme show. Yes. Yeah, I'm doing that.
I work out there.
Do you?
Yeah, on North Bend where they filmed all that.
Oh,
Yeah,
awesome.
It's cool. Have you been out to the cafe?
No, there's a cafe. What?
Tweeds. Our cafe.
I thought that was a set thing.
No, that's a real cafe. It's in North Bend.
It's a real cafe.
It's in North Bend. It's a great place. If you get a chance, it's right out there off of exit 32 on I-90. Great place. But I have to say this. I absolutely have to say this. Like 2 doors down from them is this place called George's Bakery.
Yeah.
Has the best donuts. No, not even. It's not even a joke.
They're the best donuts ever.
The best maple bar I've ever had.
Better than the pie at the cafe.
The pie at the cafe is pretty scrumptious.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
So
it's pretty tasty.
David Lynch wasn't lying.
No,
then.
not
Okay,
at all.
That's fair.
You know, it's horrible though.
Huh.
I haven't watched any of it. Twin Peaks. I get it from everyone I know. They're like,
no,
how?
actually, to be fair, and I don't know if I should admit this on air. I only started watching it recently after I moved here.
That's a common thing, though.
To be fair, like I can appreciate the artistry of it, but I'm not as crazy a fan as most people are.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people grew up on it too.
That's fair.
They were watching it like it was Chips, you know. It was their thing.
Yeah. Like in terms of TV, I'm more of like if there was a Veronica Mars theme show or The Wire, I would do The Wire Veronica Mars. Could there be a Veronica Mars theme show?
Dude, do it.
I would. That would be awesome.
Post it.
I am obsessed with that show and The Wire, but The Wire art theme show probably would be a little bit graphic and gruesome. I don't know if I'd want to draw stuff from that. But those are like if I had a top 2 of like shows that I repeatedly watch over and over again.
Yeah.
Those would be the top 2.
Yeah, we did a Twin Peaks art show here at Urban Light Studio. It was phenomenal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I bet.
One of our friends that's a big fan of the show bought I think it was my girlfriend's piece. Yeah, bought her piece, which was really neat. Yeah, this place is great. I mean, this building is one of my favorite places. That's why I decided to do this here. Oh, I think somebody opened the garage door.
Oh, okay.
Oh, dang. Yeah, I think this used to be a parking lot down here.
Oh, that's why I had problems finding it.
Yeah. Garage door, it's got the slope. It's like, yeah.
I had to like go in. There's a brewery across the street, and I was walking up and down this block for about way longer than I want to admit.
Oh.
And then finally I had to go in someplace and like, can you help me?
I knew I should have come around to the front.
No, it's okay. They explained, and I'm like, oh, it's that door. It's the same. Actually, I've had similar experiences in other places. Like, I don't know if you're familiar with Sketch Party in Los Angeles.
I'm not.
Oh.
Never been.
It's magical. It's magical. But that party event is in a speakeasy, basically.
Ooh.
In Silver Lake. And so I went there before I actually came up to Seattle. It was like that week. And I just remember like messaging the person who ran it on Instagram like every 5 minutes, like, I don't know where this is. Where is this? Because it literally is
Go
like
behind the bar and you go through the hatch.
Yeah. The building is completely painted black except for a red door, and it's not marked.
Yeah, that's a solid speakeasy right there. It's kind of like, hey, we're a speakeasy. Shh.
Yeah, so it was like, I think I walked up and down that same block of Silver Lake for like 45 minutes. Just because Google Maps, kept saying like, you're close. It's like, where the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Where the fuck is this? Yeah. But once
then
I
some
went,
Ninja Turtle pops up out of the drain. It's down here, yo.
yeah, but if you are ever in Los Angeles on a Thursday night, Sketch Party, if you are into the arts scene, is like the best thing that you can do with your Thursday night. Just saying.
That's pretty cool. I actually have a couple of artist friends down in LA. They can probably look into that, Maggie.
Yeah, it's way worth your time. It's super fun. They cover all the tables with like brown newspaper, and everybody gets free art supplies, and you just draw around the bar, and then they post all the pictures and put them on like Instagram and Facebook. But it's a really, really good time.
I love stuff like that, you know?
Yeah.
I was recently introduced into the art world over the past 10 years of my life. I had no history in it. I had drawn when I was a kid, but nothing special. And since then, I've just been fascinated. And I've tried my hand at as many art projects as I can.
Oh, yeah? Well, like, how's that worked out for...
This wall right behind the curtain here?
Yeah.
That's covered in my stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I have to check it out.
Yeah, I can definitely show some of it to you, because like that one's my girlfriend's, that one's Rob's, so on and so forth throughout here. It's really fun.
Yeah.
But that's why I decided to do this, because I thought this would be better. And it is better. It's way better. It's a way better use of my time anyways, because I'm horrible.
Oh, don't say that.
I know. I get that a lot. Everybody's horrible at the beginning, or says they're horrible, or even...
Everybody says they're horrible. Like, unless you're a jackass, everybody says they're horrible, no matter what your skill level is all the time.
Exactly. I got that, like, I know people that are big art fans, but they hate, like, Jackson Pollock. They're like, well, his art was stupid. I'm like, no, his art was phenomenal. He just did something stupid that sold like crazy.
I have to admit, I don't really like Andy Warhol, if we're talking about artists.
I hear you, but a lot of Warhol's earlier stuff before he became this big pop star.
Like his little drawings. Yeah, his little drawings of like handbags and shoes and things, but those were actually for advertising.
Exactly.
They're great. I've been to the Andy Warhol Museum in Pittsburgh.
Oh, cool.
Fun place to visit. Yeah.
That's awesome. I didn't know there was an Andy Warhol museum.
Oh, there is. And it's cool. If you're ever in Pittsburgh, good place to go.
I probably won't be.
Oh, okay. Pittsburgh's not a terrible city to visit.
I believe it. I believe it'd probably be fun, but I'm just, it's one of those things. The East Coast, nothing on that side of the world has a draw for me.
What?
Yeah, I've been to New York. I've been to a few places. I love the West Coast. There's something awkward about the sun rising over the water that pisses me off. It fucks my brain up. It turns me into
versus the sun setting.
It does. After a few days, it turns me into a different person.
You become sad.
Yeah, it's.
Well, then, welcome to my world. This has been weird for me. I'm like an East Coaster on the West Coast.
Yep.
And it's fucked with me so much. I mean, I love it, but it's like I am a pessimistic, sort of negative disposition person.
I get you.
I'm not saying that's a good thing, but
It is. It takes all types.
but like on the East here, everyone is so chill and actually so friendly. And it's just it's weirding me out a little bit in a good way. Like it's a nice change, but it's definitely taken like
we will chisel you down to our form of totem. Okay, we will do it.
It's taken me a lot of time to and I'm still readjusting like the way I talk. I mean, not changing my personality, but you have to, the people around you also you have to compensate for that, and that's been interesting to reassess how I act in some cases.
I like when people come out of New York and you get people with an accent and people without. Like you have the different ranges of New York accent.
I'm not from New York City. Buffalo is actually 8 hours away.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's totally different. It's actually closer in culture to it's weird. So we're an East Coast city somewhat, but honestly we're more Midwest in the way we talk. The culture. It's a Rust Belt city. So Cleveland, Detroit, we have way more in common with those two places than we do with New York City. Although it's funny because whenever New York City is grouped into anything, we always love to be included. So we don't like to be included when it's about taxes and stuff, but anything New York related, that's good. We always want to pretend that we're like Brooklyn's little cousin, but we're not.
So I feel about the colleges out here. There's Washington State, and then there's University of Washington. Like Washington State, way over on the other side of the state. It's fucking Idaho. You can walk to Idaho.
Is that in Spokane or something?
No, it's like way south of Spokane,
Whoa.
out in the desert butthole of Washington.
But it wants to be part of Seattle so bad.
Yeah, it's like we're Washington. Nah.
But they are. They're on the Washington side of things. They're in Washington State.
Technically. But they're closer to Idaho cities than any other Washington city. So
we're closer to Toronto than we are to New York City as well. We're right on the border. Yeah. I've lived in Toronto too. Toronto's great.
Canada's beautiful.
But Buffalo doesn't like to be included in that.
No.
It's just weird Toronto Buffalo thing going on where Buffalonians don't want to be a part of Toronto or don't. I don't know.
We don't want to speak French.
But we want their money. When Canadians come down, we'll take their money, but don't.
Want their money, want some of the healthcare, want some of the other things, but just don't want to speak French.
They don't really speak French in Toronto, to be fair. It's weird. Toronto has a thing with speaking French as well. They don't like people from Montreal.
Oh.
Yeah. No, yeah. There's some beefs.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like this.
People in Montreal and Toronto from my experience, I should say, don't really like each other very much. Getting in some issues there.
I hope you start some wars right now. You just start a whole Canadian war.
Yeah, civil war between Quebec and Ontario. I don't know.
Who gives up first?
Ontario. I'm sorry. I love Toronto. You're great, but yeah, no, Ontario. Quebecois, they've been fighting for a long time. So,
yeah, that's true. The beer's delicious.
But yeah, besides, I have the skate deck show, and then the push-pull show, and then, of course, there's the drunk... I guess I don't know what the name for the show is, if it's Dronkadoodle or Dronkarama or what they've come up with yet. But there's going to be a show in August around the same time as the Seattle Art Fair that they're doing at Pioneer Square Saloon.
Oh, nice. I love that place. I've just been there.
Yeah, Pioneer Square Saloon is awesome. And so they're doing...
It's nice and tucked off into the corner, too, so it's hard to find.
Yeah, and it's not, super trendy, because I'm not a really big fan of theme bars. Yeah. It's just, get your beer.
You get to chill.
Yeah.
That's why I like going to bars right when they open. I'm like, that's my favorite thing. I'm like, oh, yes. You sit here, hang out with the cool bartender, not the douchey ones that are at night working for heavy tips. You get to work with the guy that's...
They're not called mixologists.
Oh, yes.
I don't even know what that term means, but...
Yeah. Bartending is an interesting culture.
It really is, yeah.
There's three different classes of people throughout it, or many different classes of people throughout it that are just... And they're not even different people. They classify themselves as different. And it's interesting. I know bartender waitresses, bartender waiters, bartender, the morning bartender, the night bartender,
the
mixologist, the freelance bartender, the one that works for 18 different bars and just calls them up, hey, you need any help?
Oh, there are people like that? You just call them? Huh.
There is people like that. People that know the owners of many bars can do that.
Oh.
It's pretty cool.
Interesting.
Yeah. I just recently learned about that too. It's pretty neat. That'd be fun if you could do that for a living, but I feel like it would take up all your time because you have to think about that. You have to contemplate, when do I need money by? When can I do this? When's a good time for this bar, this bar, this bar, this bar?
And you might need, I mean, that's a case where you definitely need either somebody, a roommate or a spouse that you live with that has like a stable income, because if you don't know what your money level or how much income you're going to get for the next month.
Yeah. And if it's your second job, not a bad plan. 'Cause then you're doing your daily 40 and then you got whatever you can at night, call someone up. That's pretty cool too.
That's fair. But I mean, I feel like a lot of bartenders, I don't know, a lot of people that I know who do stuff like that are in the creative industry as well. So that's like art, for instance, not always a stable income.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's definitely fluctuating.
Yeah.
There's a lot in the wintertime here, like because the winter dies down, so you have to do gallery things, and so people are fighting to get gallery spots. It's kind of cool. I like it. It creates a little competition, and it makes people strive to struggle harder and do their due diligence in making their pieces better, which is phenomenal. I mean, it's 100% better than I could do with anything.
Oh.
So is it pen or paint or
pen and ink? I use India ink on all of them. So I like India ink. I mean, you can touch them. Feel free. They have like a texture.
You don't want me to do that. My fingers are greasy.
Oh, really? Okay, because India ink is nice because it doesn't seep into the paper. It actually kind of sits on top, and it's water insoluble. So if I wanted to use watercolor on top of it, it wouldn't bleed. So that's why I use India ink.
Oh, you sound like a chemist.
Well, yeah. I have a chemistry and fine art dual degree, so that's
awesome.
Yes.
Do you work with oils or anything?
Oils terrify me, which I know is bad. Like, I've had really bad experiences in oil painting classes, so I should probably try it again. But I went to, when I was in art school, because I was getting the degrees at the same time, all they taught were oils. Like, they didn't teach watercolors, they didn't teach acrylics. It was very, very old school.
Wow.
And the problem is I'm not a painter at all. Like, I don't paint. And
so when you do the India ink, do you use a fountain pen or how is this?
No, I use,
brush?
oh God, I always pronounce the name of this company wrong, which is really sad because I've used them for like 10 plus years, but Faber, I think it's either Faber or Faber-Castell pens.
Okay.
They're a German company, but they make India ink pen sets, and they just come in lots of different widths. So that's what I use because it's easy. I mean, it would be nice if they were refillable, but I go through like one pen set every 6 months, so it's not too bad. And they also come in different colors, so there's like red and brown sets that I've also bought, because I don't know if you saw my Instagram or my Facebook page,
I did.
Massive Cityscapes.
Yeah, I like that. I saw those. You have some hanging in New York now.
Buffalo, New York. Yeah, the show. Hi, Brian, if you're watching this, and Will. They work at El Museo, the gallery that I'm showing at in July. Well, this month, but the show opens on July 7th. It's their member show, and so I got those shipped, and if you are in Buffalo, it'd be nice to check it out.
Yeah, please. I mean, when I put this up, please share it.
Yeah.
Get them to share it. Share your
Buffalo,
heart
New
out.
York, July 7th.
Now that we talked crap about the Northeast.
Well, I talk crap about a lot of things, so it's fine. It's part of my charm.
Like, I love it here, but I talk shit about all the people.
Yeah, so those are going to be showing for a month, and I also have prints of those that I was going to bring, but they couldn't fit in my bag, and I take the bus. I actually can't drive. Like, I've never had a license before.
I don't blame you. And the benefit to moving to a bigger city like this, you don't really have to.
That's one of the reasons. Yeah, well, you don't really have to, but with job situation stuff, which I won't get into because I also watched a few of your other interviews. I also get drug tested, and I also work in science, and I'm not going to divulge where I live. But some of those jobs can be farther out.
Yeah.
And so I'm debating if I should get a license now just because of where
I would.
jobs are.
It's definitely freeing because if say you want to go for a hike, where's the nearest hike?
Yeah.
You do have to go 30, 40 miles out. So.
I usually just make my boyfriend drive.
It's a good plan.
He's coming up with a Subaru, but...
that's the Class A car for here.
Yeah. Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I should tell him that.
I don't know if you've noticed. Have you looked around and seen how many cars? Just count logos and realize that Subaru
logos.
is 45% of the cars out
Are
here.
they?
Yeah.
Oh, then those Subaru commercials aren't lying, because all
No.
Subaru commercials are like them driving up mountains and
Because they do. Because people like the gas efficiency for in city, the reliability of it, and the fact that they can take it to the mountain.
This is now turned into a car commercial.
I'm a huge car fan, and Subaru is one of my favorites.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Subaru, Toyota, they're my cup of tea. I mean, not old stuff. I don't like old Subarus and old Toyotas so much, like 70s and stuff. No.
Okay.
Those are horrible pieces of machinery.
That's fair.
But the new ones,
His
phenomenal.
isn't very new. It's probably like early 2000s.
Doesn't matter.
I think.
96 and up, man.
Oh, okay, then
Yeah.
there you go. Fine.
96 and up's where it's at.
That's fair.
For those. I mean, I look at a lot of Toyotas and Subarus. I had a Toyota that was an 85, and it was running on the factory engine. It was 280,000 miles. I dumped a bunch of parts into it to make it faster, turbos, all this other crap. Ended up selling it to a friend. He's still driving it around. Factory
Whoa.
engine. 475,000 miles.
Really?
Yeah, right now.
That's so cool.
Factory engine. It's awesome. Things are beasts.
That's fair.
You couldn't do that with a Kia.
Kias are still around?
Yeah.
I don't pay attention to these
Kia's
things.
actually getting better.
Oh, is it?
Because they're selling, and they're selling for cheap. And so they're a big seller in the college student
Oh, that
community.
makes sense.
Yeah. Because, you can still buy a brand new Kia for 10, 11, 12,000.
Okay. Yeah, and that's a reasonable price. I mean,
Yeah. And you'll get 170,000 miles out of it, 160, before it goes tits up, and then got to get a new one. But it's actually almost a worthwhile investment for a college student.
yeah, that's fair. Or you could just not get a car and invest in a bike.
That's
but-
true. Live on campus.
Yeah. Although then you have to live on campus. which has its own drawbacks, to be fair.
That's true.
Yeah. But I don't know how much I should.
We hit a doll. We hit a lull.
I know.
I love lulls. Lulls are
Do
my
you?
favorite. Yeah.
Okay.
I do. But it's like when you run out of things and nobody can think fast enough.
Yeah, I do that all the time because I'm also just an awkward person by nature. So then it's like, what do you do when you can't?
So what is your chemistry science background?
You mean job wise?
Education.
Okay.
What do you strive to be in that field?
I don't know anymore.
That's perfect. That's great.
Yeah, I've done a bunch of different stuff. I've interned at galleries when I was in college. I started off actually at University of Toronto, and then in molecular biophysics, and then moved back to Buffalo and got my degree from Buffalo State, which did not love, but whatever, it's a degree, it's fine. I got it, so I moved back at the age, I was like 20, which is an awkward age to move back home because in Toronto, the drinking age is actually 19. And
Still?
Toronto,
now?
In Quebec it's 18. So Toronto's actually like 1 year later.
God, I love Canada.
But it was strange to go back at that age to Buffalo because Buffalo, I love you guys. Well, not really, but I'm sorry. Buffalo and I have a very, very tumultuous, love-hate, for me, relationship. It's like talking about a bad ex-boyfriend.
I loved him for 8 years.
But the bars in Buffalo are open till 4 a.m.
Way to go, Buffalo. Fuck yeah.
But it's weird because public transport stops at 12:30 a.m. So drunk driving and other weird shit happens between 12:30 and 4. But so going from Toronto, where I was going to a really, really hardcore school, I was taking quantum mechanics at 19.
Damn.
Type of shit. Yeah. And it wasn't even I was advanced. That was standard. So it wasn't a party school, but at the same time, it's weird because I learned how to balance alcohol that way because you could go to a bar at 19 and sit down and get a beer.
Yeah.
And so there was no need for house parties or fraternities or sororities because why? Why? You can go to a bar, walk down the street, be an adult, learn how to balance your alcohol, go back, and honestly, you're studying till 3 a.m. on weekends
I'm
anyway.
there with you. If you can fight for your country, you should be able to drink.
So going back to Buffalo, there's that weird dynamic, and also again America. So the drinking age is 21. And I was, and then I was going to a college campus that was more bro-y. Fraternity, sorority. I just wanted to leave. I was 20 and it was just this is stupid. Been there, done that. Just want to get my degree and get out. But so while I was there, I had always been really good at art, but never really had. Well, now I'm saying I'm really good at art. I don't know. I've always liked art, I should say. And I never really had the opportunity to pursue it. So I was taking a lot of courses at Buff State that I'd already taken at Toronto at a higher level for chemistry. So I decided to pursue the art degree as well. And really, really liked it, and then ended up doing weird shit. Like I worked in the art conservation department at Buffalo State for a while, which is like a combination of chemistry and art, where you like preserve art and learn how to fix deteriorated art pieces. It was super fun, but art conservation is also a super hard field to get into. There are actually only 3 programs in the entire United States that do art conservation. One of them is at Buffalo State. The other one is at NYU, and then there's one in Delaware, and they only really accept like 10 students.
Delaware?
Yeah. Well, Buff State, like Buffalo. You would think, honestly, like Buffalo, Delaware.
Yeah, but if you say I'm from Buffalo, people know New York. When you say I'm from Delaware, people are like, "Fuck, where's Delaware?"
I know where Delaware is. I don't know. Maybe we should all study a map of the United States.
Yeah, that's true. And that's the worst part, 'cause you're from that area, but I'm like, where's San Diego? You know where it is.
Yeah, well, Delaware,
San Diego.
to be fair, Delaware is tiny, and like, I'm not that close to Delaware, because I'm on the other side of New York State. I'm actually, like, Buffalo, where it is close to Ohio.
Yeah.
And the reason why I even mentioned Pittsburgh to begin with is we're actually a 5-hour drive away from Pittsburgh.
Oh, wow.
And that's if you're like a sane driver and you don't speed, which everybody speeds. So technically speaking, you're more like a 3.5-hour drive away from Pittsburgh.
Yeah, everybody kicks up the 75, 80.
Yeah. So that's like the region we're in. So it's very different than like, again, New York City, Philly, Boston, different culture, different attitudes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like being in a different state, even though you're still in New York State.
I do like how New York like kicked off this big fine dining thing that created so much that we have now for food. Like,
it's true.
It's not that it started it, but it definitely helped a lot. That New York did a crap ton of fine dining places, and then there were so many that they just became kind of moderate dining, and now that's spread across the United States.
You think it was New York or Los Angeles though? Because you go down to LA and there's some bomb-ass restaurants down there.
I will stick by this, hands down. Southern California,
yeah,
food truck revolution.
It really is.
Yeah. Fuck New York with food trucks. I mean, I understand you got hot dog vendors and shit like that, but no, California
LA
destroyed the food truck thing and just brought it to a whole nother level.
Every time I visit LA, I'm always amazed at like the variety. I mean, I think that I love New York and I love visiting there. And the only thing that I do regret about moving to Seattle is not really a regret, but just because it is so far away from New York City. And I do enjoy. I love Toronto. I lived in Toronto, and being close to New York, being close to those sort of East Coast cities is something that I do miss. But Los Angeles, I don't know, the food scene over there, I think it's something else.
Do you like Mexican food?
I've learned to like it. To be fair, the reason why I've said I learned is because I lived in Buffalo, so the Mexican food we got was always, I hate to say it, subpar.
Yeah, just a family diner style Mexican
They've gotten
food,
better, but
where it's a plate full of beans and you get one little burrito.
What I miss is Puerto Rican food.
Ooh.
We don't have Puerto Rican food up here, and Puerto Rican food is the shit. It is.
Up here?
Yeah. Like, we don't have Puerto Rican food in Seattle. Buffalo actually has a pretty significant Puerto Rican population. So we have Puerto Rican food. That is something that I feel like should go, like, national. It is so good.
I feel like someone's going to correct me with this, but I know that there's Puerto Rican food up
Is
here.
there really? Yeah, where is it?
I feel like the new Hipsterville, Redmond area. Redmond area is new Hipsterville. It's kind of like
Redmond, like Microsoftville?
Yeah, it's
really?
like it's the hipsters moved in for a minute and then they gentrified that shit in a heartbeat. So,
Microsoftville.
But there's still a few. There's still a few restaurants out there. I know there's a few Cuban places.
Cuban and Puerto Rican can't they're not the same.
No, they're not synonymous.
But there are some overlap with like the rice and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. What do I know? I just like to eat it. I don't give a shit. If it's good, I'll eat it.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair.
The reason I'm a food truck junkie, and that's the worst part about working at North Bend. There's no damn food trucks.
Where is North Bend?
It's 30 miles outside of the city.
So that's a commute?
Yeah. Yeah, you're
Okay.
telling me. I mean, I'm not that far.
Well, there's
I'm a little bit north of Bellevue.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not really in Seattle.
Okay.
I mean, work here, but
Yeah.
I don't live here anymore. I used to live in Ballard, which is
Oh.
phenomenal.
Ballard's
Ballard's
awesome.
my home.
Oh.
Ballard will always. I mean, I was born and raised in San Diego and Colorado and, like I said, Idaho, Arizona, probably Montana. I don't know, but
Probably Montana.
I don't know.
You're not sure.
I was baby size.
But you don't know where your parents moved to. You're like, I could have been anywhere. I don't really
How
remember.
often we moved, it was ridiculous.
Oh, what did
like
your parents do?
I think stepdad was Navy, mom waitress.
Oh, okay,
So,
okay.
yeah.
Navy. All you have to say is military, and then it
Yeah,
makes sense.
Navy, waitress, and then like right around mid-teens, it was
Oh,
like
okay.
stayed there. I'm like,
That's
I
fair.
got to get out of this shithole. Well, for a while, that North Idaho area is still very racist and still very old school and
Yeah.
not advanced. Like I knew probably. I think my high school might have had. I want to say 20 people
What?
that were not
Oh, I
just
thought
white.
I thought you said 20 people in
No,
total.
no, 20 people that were not just white. So that,
Oh, okay.
I'm talking out of 2,000 people. We probably
Okay.
have 20 people
Oh,
that are a mix of
2,000. I
Asian,
thought you meant your
Asian,
whole
Hispanic,
High school class
black.
was 20 people.
No, it was a sad thing. And now I go out there and I'm like, oh yeah, there's a lot more culture moving here. There's better places opening
Yeah.
up. And it's a good thing.
No, it is. Buffalo is a super segregated city, but I'm from the city of. So when a lot of people, as even here, probably say like, "Oh, I'm from Seattle," what they really mean is Bellevue, Redmond.
Yeah.
I'm actually from the city of Buffalo.
Oh, that's
so. I mean, it is and it isn't at the same time. But Buffalo, like the income and racial segregation of the city is really, really bad. So I actually went to a pretty integrated school, so I was used to seeing lots of different people, but at the same time, just outside the city, you had communities that were almost entirely white. So it's sort of a surreal type of place to grow up. So when I started working in the suburbs, that was a culture shock for me because obviously I'm white, but I didn't really grow up around that many white people or have that many white friends. And so that was the first time I got like people pulling me aside to talk about the Puerto Ricans. Like I would be like, oh yeah. That was weird. I still don't know. I mean, because that, I hate to say it, when you are white, that happens to you sometimes. It's just like, how do you, like, is there something on my head that says that I'm just going to, like, smile and nod and be like, oh, yeah, this is totally what I wanted to talk about right now.
Yeah. I know somebody that was selling cars for a minute, and one of their things was some guy would come in every now and then with a car, and he's like, I'll sell it to you guys, but you can't sell it to any Mexicans.
Why?
I don't know. He's just that old, shitty white dude.
Like, even if they have more money than I want for the offer, like, what if they offer him more money than?
And then my buddy would be like, you know, this is a capitalist country. You can't decide that after you get rid of that shit, right?
Yeah, any tenor is. Wow.
It's like, fuck you. I'm gonna auction this off, or not even auction it off. I'm gonna do a giveaway with this car, only in Mexican neighborhoods.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's what I would do because I'm that kind of person.
So Idaho, that's it. I mean, I've never been to Idaho, but I can imagine, like, just I hate to say it.
The northern area, absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
The Panhandle, the most beautiful summer.
That little narrow area.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I could see that.
And like I've said before, I'm like, nothing against my family or a lot of the people I know, but there's some shitty people out there. There's a higher concentration of extremely shitty people out there that I remember from growing up. And
That's fair.
just, I mean, just the, yeah. Well, I mean, when I moved out here and I met people and they were like, yeah, we didn't really get bullied in school. You know, there's no real bullies. There might have been one dude that was a little over-exaggerated, but somebody knocked his teeth out and he's fine. You know, and then everything's cool.
He
I'm
wears
like, wow.
dentures,
Yeah,
but
really? I'm like, no, I went to a school where no matter how many times I beat the shit out of somebody or got my ass kicked, they were still bullying next day. Next day, right
Really?
back on it. Yeah.
Oh, I can't say that I went to a high school like that, which is weird because I was prepared to because of teen movies.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
I know teen movies glorify this thing that rich suburban areas don't have, or not rich suburban areas. But
any high school apparently is supposed to have like some sort of social triangle where you have cool kids.
But
and
if you're in like
else.
a shithole area of a tiny little state with a tiny little city, it's kind of a. I mean, you say Buffalo, New York. I say Coeur d'Alene, Idaho.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's if I was like maybe close, it's like 75 miles from Spokane. Does anybody get that? No. Okay. Because trying to explain where Spokane is still hard enough for a lot of people.
I'm interested in visiting Spokane since I've been up here. Like, because it's at the other end of the state. It kind of reminds me of your guys' Buffalo, because like Seattle would be like the New York City, and Spokane's probably the Buffalo, New York of Washington State.
There you go.
So it's like I want to see what this Spokane is.
I like Spokane.
Okay.
I liked Spokane a lot. I mean, when I was out there, and it's one of the weird things that really tripped me out because I had visited big cities, was going downtown Spokane and seeing all the big buildings. Nobody's on the fucking street.
That's Buffalo.
Nobody was driving. Nobody was driving.
Yep.
Nobody was walking on the street. I'm like, am I gonna get mugged? Every building was fucking empty.
That's Buffalo, New York, right there. We're the second poorest large city in the United States.
That's awesome.
Hey.
Second to what? Spokane?
Detroit. I don't know. We change positions all the time. Second is what I heard. Then, oh no.
I did it.
Oh, it's fine. It was
killed the
gonna
monster.
happen. It was gonna happen eventually. No, I mean I've heard different things about our rankings. For a while, we were third. I don't know. We move up and down, but like we're always in the top 10. Well, bottom 10, top 10. That's a little weird when we're talking about poverty. Top 10, bottom 10. It's the same
we're
thing.
the pinky, the left pinky, like the useless one.
I mean, I think that it's interesting though because we do our art scene there, because we're so poor, is a lot different than the art scene up here.
I love that. I do. I mean, I like that this is a big city that's super rich in an art scene now.
No, I like that too. I like that too. There's just a lot of differences. One thing, I mean, and honestly, I haven't been here for long enough to really analyze the Seattle art scene to the point that I am. So don't attack me, Seattleites.
Nobody will. Fuck you. If you're attacking, shut it off. Go home. Fucking try and breathe water.
All I know is what I experience with the Buffalo art scene. The one thing I will say is because rents are still so cheap, because they are. Like, I was paying $600 for a 3-bedroom house. I mean, I had 2 other roommates, so it was $1,200 for a 3-bedroom house.
Damn.
Right? I say that to people here, and they're like, holy shit. And I was complaining about it being $600 because the place I had lived in before, I was paying like $350 a month.
10 years ago, you could get that here. 10 years ago.
10 years ago? No way.
Yeah, you could get it not directly in Seattle, but on the outer sides, Crown Hill area, you could still do things like that.
So with that, it because the rents are still that affordable. Although to be fair, again, a 4-person family, like so 2 parents and 2 kids, makes around $30,000. So that's why the rents are so cheap. You have to keep that in mind. But a lot of DIY art spaces popped up for that reason, because there are still so many cheap places to rent from. A lot of abandoned buildings. Again, think of Detroit. And that's happening in Detroit too, where you just have like DIY art spaces just pop up.
I actually watched a documentary where some guy bought an entire building that used to be a mall for like $3,000.
Yep.
And then boarded the whole thing up, and they built this whole art community inside of it. I'm like, that's fucking awesome.
I do miss that to some degree, because I mean here
but you also got to think they were housing a lot of hobo people. They're like, I'm an artist, and they throw their shit at the wall. And they're like, done.
I know a lot of artists like that. But
happens.
some of them are brilliant. Some of them You will, no names, of course.
Dig shit out of a dumpster, hanging on the wall. Done.
Take a shit.
Creative.
It's art.
You have to think about it.
Although, to be fair, like, there is apparently an art movement which is literally just shit, like sprinkles and stuff on sidewalk.
Yep.
Shit. So, you know.
I don't like to. I mean, I am a very strict advocate for art as art. What you believe is art to you, and that's perfectly fine. But to me, if it's left to me to think about it, I don't think about it as art so much. If you put more thought into it than I have to realize what your thought was, then yeah. But I see this and I'm like, see, that's fucking incredible, because I know you took time, you took effort, you've practiced, you've put yourself into it. And that's what matters to me. I mean, other people have varying degrees of art, and that's fine. You can have that. I don't want to take that from you. It's all yours. Please. If you think shit on a wall with sprinkles on it is art, fuck yeah. More power to you.
I think that's a hard concept to sell now. I worked when I was at Buffalo State. It's right across the street from a very actually internationally famous gallery called the Albright Knox, world famous, which is funny because, I mean, most people don't know about it outside of the area, but it does have one of the premier contemporary art collections in the world, and also house a lot of like impressionist masters, I should say. So Degas, Renoir, Monet, they have those as well. And so I helped out with a lot of their shows. And as someone who does this, that's one of the other reasons I moved to Seattle. It's a very different scene. Like, it's a lot of like banana peel on tile and blocked out on white wall and video art of like someone saying the same word over and over again for 30 minutes. People like that. I just didn't.
I'm with you.
And you struggle with it, though, because honestly, like, a lot of that stuff goes for a lot of money. I will not divulge how much because I can't.
I hear you.
And I was privy to the records. I actually did get to see on occasion how much they paid for some of these art pieces. Yeah. And it's way more than you would expect. But I'm going to leave it there. But, you know, you have to question, like, well, is this the direction things are going in now? What is art? What, you know, also like to what end? I mean, because sometimes I draw stuff and it's like, well, is this really benefiting anybody but myself?
Exactly.
Is it? Yeah.
And art is undefinable.
Yeah.
It really is. I mean, me and somebody I've been with for the past 10 years, my girlfriend, she does art. I try to do art. I'm like, we have a slightly different perspective on what art is. I can see something that I think somebody that I know if I were to try and do it, I would have to put a lot of fucking time in, and she can see it and she'd be like, well, it's fucking scribbles on paper. She's like, it's absolutely nothing. It took nothing. And I'm like, true. For you. For me, it might be a little bit. For that person that did it, it could have taken days. You know, that could have taken 3-4 days of them to slowly do it. And I'm like, and it's an interesting thing to me to think about it that way. Like, I see this phenomenal elephant over here that Rob did.
Yeah, it's a great elephant.
Like, I love the woodwork of that.
Yeah.
I know I could do that. I know I, with my woodworking background, could probably do it faster than he did. There's no fucking way I could make that.
None?
I know I can. There's no way in hell I can do what he did with that amount of just fantasticness. And by the way, you guys, I will take a picture. I'm going to post it.
Yeah, it's a great elephant.
That is up to Rob.
It's beautiful.
I'm going to ask Rob if I can do that, and if so, I'm going to put it up because it's a beautiful piece. But yeah, I mean, art's that thing. This right here, the beer. I mean, I watched this. I know this guy personally. I watched it go from one can, from one thing that he started brewing beer in, learned how to do it, learned recipes. Now he's up to
So you would consider this art?
It's a craft. It is. It's an interesting craft, and you know, he took what he knew and he extrapolated that information out into something else that he could build off of.
Then would you consider, like, we were talking about food earlier? I mean, my boyfriend's actually a chef, so I'm just curious. Yeah.
So when it comes to food, here's an art form to me. Pleasing this, not these. Like, if you're putting flowers and shit on your art, that just fucking look pretty.
Well, what if they taste good?
Fuck you. If they taste delicious, that's
Yeah.
something. If it's lavender on creme brulee or something,
Yeah.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
If it's just a fucking purple weed that has a pretty flower
It's a purple weed.
that you put on top of a fucking salad, kick yourself in the dick. But that's
Kick yourself in the dick.
That's my opinion.
If you have a dick. If not,
Yes.
just kick yourself in the groin anyway.
if you don't grow a dick, kick yourself in it. I'm not a. And that's my opinion. My opinion
That's
should
fair.
not matter to you if it is not what involves you. You know?
Yeah, I consider food an art. I do. I was just
Absolutely.
curious because some people, I mean, I have an art history minor as well, and that was like one of the big things is what is art, blah, blah, blah. That's a big philosophical debate is...
It's not a debate. It's undefinable.
I guess
See?
it's...
See?
Yeah,
I just debated it.
You debated it. Yes. I think I'm going to have a little bit more of this. It is really, really good, and I am a slow drinker, so
That's true. That's your first
You
one?
notice, yeah.
You want a half or a full?
You know what? I'll take a half because I'll
good
probably
idea.
just get a Rainier after that, and
Yeah, you're little and this is sturdy, so
yeah.
I don't blame
know.
you. I gave one of my friends. I think him, and another person I know drank one of these, just one between the
What?
two of them.
Oh,
And
no.
he ended up calling me later. He's like, "That was way stronger than I thought it was."
There was one evening. Sorry, Evan. My boyfriend had a handle like that, and I just remember hearing he drank the whole thing.
Yeah.
And I just remember this crashing noise. This is Buffalo in the basement. And I woke up and I'm like, what the hell just happened? He had fallen asleep with an empty one of those in his hand because he drank the whole thing and just keeled over.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what happens to you when you drink one of those. Don't do that.
When I was young, I was going hard on the growlers. I would drink 5 of these a day. Sometimes.
What?
Yeah, and then wake up
More
I
power to
I would just
you.
werewolf. I'd just wake up in the yard or something in my underwear, like, what happened?
No, I'm more, honestly, I like weed way more than those, but
My next goal is a weed beer
weed beer, yeah, I don't know. I get
for
drug
personal
tested.
consumption, not for sale.
I get drug
Fuck you,
tested.
government.
And just so you know, if my employer is watching this, I have not smoked pot in a very long time, so you can drug test me whenever. Dude. I got drug tested on 420 last year. Like they were gonna catch me, but also if you were smart, you would have drug tested me on 421. Materion. I don't work for Materion anymore, but I'm just saying 421. Although I didn't smoke on 420.
Do they give you the mouth swab or do they do
No,
your
they do the
analysis?
piss test.
Oh no.
And yeah.
I only get a
test.
urinalysis if I damage something or damage somebody or something like that at work. But our random thing is a mouth swab. Fantastic.
Well, that makes more sense because the problem with weed is it stays in your system way longer. Like, I could be doing heroin right now. I am not. Don't drug test me for it. Well, not don't. You can drug test me for it because I'm not doing it. But whatever. Heroin, cocaine, methamphetamine actually stay in your system way less.
Yeah, for like 2-3 days.
Yeah.
And you can kick that with some aspirin.
Right.
Yeah.
Weed, THC, binds to your fat cells and just sticks around
Yeah,
forever.
there's nothing you can do if you have
No.
a bunch of fat cells. So, hey, shred that fat. Smoke some weed. Go for a jog. Fuck it.
Don't be overweight.
Just here's
Yeah.
an interesting thing though. If you do have to try and pass a drug test and you've partaken, a lot of people say, "Oh, cranberry juice. Oh, this. Oh, that." It's
Does that actually work? I call bullshit.
There's a hint to it. There is a little bit, but
Okay.
no. Your best bet, honestly, to use somebody else's pee. But
I've done that before.
ditto.
Not for this job, though. It was for 5 years ago, and I'm just going to preface that there just in case anybody's watching it. You shouldn't.
But one of the interesting things is just the infrequency of partaking. If you're a weekend smoker, you do it Friday, Saturday night, then you could probably burn it off in about another week.
Yeah.
If you're a daily smoker, it takes about a month.
Yeah.
If you smoked once, in the past month, you could kick that if you have a decently low amount of body fat, say 8 to 15%. You can probably kick that in, I don't know, a day or two. I'm not a scientist, but I mean,
yeah, we have to get some science behind. I actually don't know because I had a drug test.
I'm only
recently.
saying this off of my own
That's fair.
thing of being like, oh yeah, you got the job, and I'm like, fuck.
That happened to me recently too. I was like, oh, I didn't think I was going to get this job. And I mean, honestly, I'm a pretty responsible human. Happened recently, and I did something irresponsible, so we'll see. But yeah.
Yeah.
It happens, and it's stupid because it's legal in Washington State, but not on the federal level.
Yeah.
So everybody has to keep that in mind. So,
And if your company is federally insured,
Which
or federally,
mine is.
same
Yeah.
here. I'm
Yeah.
with you. Yep.
so
It's a pain in the butt. It really is. But I mean, you know, there's a point where there could be like, well, you're fired, and then you go to the state and be like, hey, they fired me over legal reasons.
you can do that.
What?
You could go to the Washington State, be like, oh, legal reasons.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you could be like, it's legal here, it's not federally, so they shouldn't have fired me. But I guess that doesn't work. It
Well,
doesn't
no,
work that
the
way.
way that it'll work is Washington will fight for your unemployment.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
I've seen it happen a couple times now, where the state will fight for your unemployment unless you're part of the education board. They don't like to do that.
Well, I'm not.
Yeah.
So
If you work for any education,
So if you're a teacher, a school
Yep.
teacher,
yeah,
okay.
probably shouldn't partake anyways. You're fucking dealing with kids. You're molding young minds, and
Shouldn't be high at work if you're a teacher.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I tutor sometimes. Sometimes I wish I was, but that's
I hear ya. I don't know. For
dealing with adolescents.
I've seen one recently where they had an eye drop test. Where they can
Oh.
drop a couple drops of this saline and some other liquid, and they can swab it when it wells up. They keep your eye open. They put it in. They swab it up and put it in this mix, and they can tell if you're high then.
That's better, I think.
It's way better.
Yeah.
Because they can tell when they can literally pinpoint like within an hour of the last time that you got high. Like if
Whoa.
you smoked 6 hours ago, they can probably tell you, yeah, 5 to 7 hours ago you were high. You smoked. And you probably shouldn't be teaching kids right now. It's
Also,
3 o'clock in the afternoon.
If you have a drug test like that, then you probably wouldn't have, if you were a reasonable human being, would have stopped a couple days prior
but
anyway.
you know, tests like this, it's got to go through trials. It's got to go through
Yeah.
800 courses of federal trials, and that
Yeah.
are three-phase trial, but it can't be pushed through until
Yeah.
marijuana is federally legal and trialable.
Yeah, well, that's not happening anytime soon with Jeff Sessions.
You have seen maps.org? Have you seen that? They've been working with hallucinogens legally.
Well, I've done mushrooms before, although I feel like with hallucinogens like mushrooms, I mean, with pot, I like it because I do have really high anxiety.
Yeah.
And it does mellow me out.
Yeah,
And it makes me less
psilocybin
nervous.
does not do that.
No. Mushrooms, I enjoy them. But I feel like you have to be mentally prepared to do them.
Yes.
That's not something like it's like, oh yeah, let's just do some
Well,
mushrooms
They're working.
today.
They're working with psilocybin and methyldioxymethamphetamine, MDMA. Did I
Oh,
say it right?
MDMA. Yeah, I think you. Yeah.
Okay. And they're working with those two to combat PTSD.
Is MDMA is a hallucinogen?
Yeah. Molly, ecstasy.
I've taken it. I have not had good experiences on it.
Most people don't.
I puked the entire time.
Yeah.
It was weird. But it's not like, when you get too drunk and you get
Now,
nauseous.
was it one that some dude pulled out of your pocket, or do you know where it came from?
No, I do know where it came from. One of my
Okay,
closest
good.
friends, whose name I will not mention on air.
Yeah, don't do that. Talk
No,
about
no,
drugs.
no. His father is a entrepreneur of the kind,
I hear
and
ya.
so he was an entrepreneur. So it came from his dad, and it was MDMA. He also had a test kit, so we know it was MDMA. And it was my first and last time doing it, and my stomach felt weird the entire time. And it's like, I've gotten too drunk before and vomited.
Yeah.
It's you get nauseous. But with MDMA, when I was on it, my stomach tensed up, and it was just like, oh, this does not feel good. And I just felt very focused the entire time, but I didn't hallucinate. It was not.
You didn't do enough.
Maybe not, but like puking and stuff did not exactly make me want to do
yeah,
more.
I mean, you look at the same thing with ayahuasca, with,
mushrooms are fun. I like mushrooms. Well, then again, though, you have to be in the right mental state for them. Like if you're not prepared and you're just like, oh yeah, let's just do mushrooms, you're probably gonna have a bad trip. You have to prepare. You have to know who you're with.
And that's one of the things that they're doing. They're extracting the psilocybin out of mushrooms, administering it to patients, and putting them through therapy at the same time. With the corresponding therapy has been helping a lot. It's actually been curing PTSD. Yeah, if you go to maps.org, maps.org, look that up. I just heard about it the other day. I am fascinated by this because I'm a huge advocate for especially natural drugs such as psilocybin and THC and CBDs and DMT and all that other stuff. The MDMA, not so much. I'm like, I've done a lot of ecstasy.
Well, MDMA is laboratory made.
It is. It is completely laboratory made. It was originated in a bunker in, Nevada?
Some chemist decided, and this is like the funniest thing to me because now we're taught, like, don't ingest anything. Don't ever just pop something into your mouth that you've just made. But that's exactly what that guy did.
Yeah, he was a genius, and then he started selling it to therapists.
Yeah, but that's like a textbook. Like if you the entirely wrong way that drugs are developed. It's not like, oh yes, let me just test this on myself right now. Let me just put this in my mouth and see if it works. No. That's not how chemists are supposed to do.
I learned something young on. If you found it on the ground, would you put it in your mouth?
Just put it on your tongue, see if it works. Yeah, no.
Yeah, but sometimes it takes that experiment. Sometimes it really does. I mean, you got to imagine the first guy that drank wine. It was sitting there. It was the juice that they made that they drank, and then it sat there for a few too many days, and he drank it, and he's like, I'm dizzy. Like, don't drink this. And then he took it home, and he's like, I'm fucking drinking all of this. I'm gonna start a frat.
Oh yeah. A mead hall.
Yeah.
Because it's that's what Beowulf was basically about.
Yeah,
was a frat that somebody defended from a dragon. Sorry. It's true. I remember reading that book in high school and
I almost spit taked my beer.
And be like, what the fuck is this? This is considered a great piece of literature. It's a bro who's defending the village bar from a monster.
It's a great story though. It really is. It's just
I've never seen the Beowulf movie, but I just remember being 16 and confused.
Oh my god, there was a movie.
There was a movie.
It was animated.
No, there's a live action one now.
Is there really? I remember a CGI one that was live action.
No. There's a live action I don't know if they got that guy from the Sons of Anarchy, the one in King Arthur. Someone who looks like him, blonde, buff, conventionally attractive, fine. But there is
just the Jedi Viking.
There is a movie with a live action Beowulf defending his mead hall against.
Now I gotta look up again. Look shit up all the time. Yeah. Every time I do one of these, I'm like, I have to look something new up that I didn't know about.
It's not my type of movie. I get stoned and I watch movies like Miami Connection, which I don't know. I actually have purchased Miami Connection. Look up Miami Connection.
I'm a Biodome kind of guy. I'll get tortured and be like, I want to watch Biodome so bad.
What the hell is Biodome? I haven't heard of that one.
Pauly Shore?
Oh, Encino Man.
Well, Biodome was the one where they go out into the desert and they find a dome where they're trying to replicate all different walks of what's it called? They've got a desert in one dome, they've got a jungle in another one.
That sounds amazing. There is a biodome like that in Montreal.
There's one in I think it's Arizona or Nevada too.
That sounds so fun.
But yeah, that's what this movie was about. It was about two stoners that stumbled across it.
Of course, it's Pauly Shore.
And then they snuck in, and this place closed down for a year to see if 5 scientists could live inside of it. But then they were stuck with these 2 junky comedians.
Because it's Pauly Shore.
Yeah, and of course, halfway through the movie, there's this pot plant growing. Pauly Shore's like, all the benefits to purple sticky punch.
I love Encino Man.
I love Pauly Shore movies. I do.
I don't know if you should admit that on air. I like Encino Man, but it's not because it's good. Although to be fair, it's Brendan Fraser's best role.
Well, you were talking about what were you talking about earlier? The Tweeds Cafe, R&R Cafe. God damn it.
What cafe?
The art walk that you're doing soon, or the art show that you're doing
soon. Push Pull, or the one at the oh my
Twin
god,
Peaks.
Twin Peaks. Yes,
My goodness, yes. So the only show or movie that's famous that I have not watched that has David Duchovny.
Oh yeah, he is in that. He's Cooper.
Does some drag
Agent
work and
Coop.
stuff like that. I'm like, that's some of my favorite shit.
He's actually he's one of my favorite. I mean, I've been watching the show.
One of my favorite actors.
He's
ever.
Awesome.
Ever. Californication.
Did you watch him in Desperate Housewives too? He was in that. Now you're saying that you've watched Desperate Housewives because
I'm
that.
I'm not gonna admit that.
You just did.
God, fuck.
You just did.
I didn't watch all of it. Okay. I watched his scenes. That's it.
You watched his scenes. He didn't have that many scenes.
I know.
Desperate Housewives art theme show coming up at Greenwood Art Collective.
I hate the fact that you even brought
2018.
that up. No, he's one of my favorite. I mean, every movie that he's been in too. What was that one? Evolution.
Oh, that's.
Do you remember that shit? That was a horrible but amazing. With Sean William Scott.
And I love bad movies. Have you ever seen Troll 2? Which doesn't have a Troll 1.
Troll 2, yes, yes. Oh,
I love
God,
Miami
that was so
Connection
good.
and Troll 2. Just for anyone who's never watched Troll 2, I
Watch
believe
that shit. It is amazing.
Oh, also, just to preface, the trolls are vegetarians, but they turn people into plant products because, why would you just go out and eat a plant? No, you need to turn them into plants and then consume them.
Yeah.
Instead of either being a people eater or a plant eater. Yeah, just watch Troll 2.
If they were purple, I would have died. If they were purple people eaters,
Watch Miami Connection. Miami Connection is my favorite bad movie of all time. Although The Room is also pretty good.
The Room was great.
The Room is great.
It was bad, but it was good.
Oh, yeah. But Miami Connection for me is I can watch that a million times and not get tired of Miami Connection.
Yeah.
Ninjas on motorcycles? That defeats the purpose of being a ninja.
Well,
And the
so
music...
much.
The music is original.
Being a ninja is judging whether speed or secrecy.
Yeah, but being a ninja, part of it is being secret, coming in and being an assassin and quiet.
But if you can be faster, you don't need it.
No, and the music to Miami Connection, Tough Guy, the song I'm a Tough Guy, and Friends Forever, is just it's a must see. It's my top 5 movies of all time.
Oh man.
Oh.
This is fun. I like this. I want to keep doing this. I don't want a regular job. I just want to do this. Fuck a regular job. I need sponsors. Anybody? Anybody?
Oh, I have a 40-hour job though. I wish I didn't, but you have to pay the bills.
Yeah, you do. That absolutely. Yeah, I have to buy the beer that comes on here.
Yeah.
It's just.
Unless you get a beer sponsorship, but they're an independent brewing company, right?
It's very difficult to try and figure it out with a company that just opened. He has just become legal to sell recently.
So where is it located?
Right down the street from my house. It's not this.
Oh.
Don't look at this. This is my own personal growler.
Okay.
From the Diamond Knot, which is the Diamond Knot turned me on to real beer.
Real beer?
The Diamond Knot is up in Mukilteo. It's right at the ferry landing.
The Buckle what? Mukilteo?
Mukilteo is a little city off of Everett.
Oh, okay.
And there's a ferry there that you can get to that goes to fucking more buttholes of this state, but
don't say that on air.
No, they're beautiful places. They
okay.
It's on art, but there's nothing there except for small houses and big tidal waves.
I have been to Bremerton. That was Bremerton.
Bremerton. Yeah. I lived in Bremerton for a while.
Did you really?
Yeah, when I was a kid.
Okay. I did.
I think it was 8 to 12.
I did take the ferry ride over there for an interview a couple of months ago. So I did. You
were on an interview? Or you did an interview?
A job interview.
Oh, a job interview. Okay.
I moved up to Seattle with a significant amount of savings, but no job. So I was...
Good call. I moved out here in my car with like $450.
Yeah, and I had more money than that. But I saved up.
That.
That's badass.
Yeah.
I saved up money for a really long time, and then just kind of like my 27th birthday came around. And it's like, I don't want to spend my entire 20s in Buffalo, and I didn't plan to. So I already was saving money for 2.5 years and left. And one of my first interviews was in Bremerton for a job.
It's not a bad spot.
I got offered the job. I just did not take it.
It's a little rough because it's a heavy Navy community out there.
It was actually working. It was actually testing the paint chips off the naval ships for like heavy metals.
I like that you're like tasting the paint chips.
Yeah,
or testing.
Not eating them. Don't do that. Don't eat lead paint chips. lead. But no, it was testing them for like lead, cadmium.
That's
mercury.
how you know if it's lead, right? You taste it.
Then you can't pick up anything anymore, and then you lose a few IQ points.
Develop botulism.
Don't do that. Don't eat lead paint, people.
Don't eat people either.
Don't eat people, but also don't eat lead paint.
I mean, unless they were dead when you got there, then it's fine.
Oh no, it's not. Like, and not even from like the ethical standpoint, more so like the decaying body, like weird mold and bacteria growing on the flesh standpoint. Don't do that.
That's true. Sorry, I'm a meat advocate. I stand.
No, I mean, I eat meat. I am not a vegan by any measure of the imagination, and I'm also Jewish and I eat pork, so I'm like a bad Jew to begin with. Because bacon's awesome. I love bacon, but
it's like a solidified beer. It's phenomenal.
Bacon's great. Yeah, no, I can't. And so I love Asian food in general, and a lot of Asian food, like East Asian, has pork in it.
Pork
and it's just like, how can I deny myself that amazing flavor? But
you can't.
You can't. Although I have heard that people taste a lot like pig, which.
Oh, shut up.
Yeah, apparently.
I have an awesome ribbon of fat right here.
Apparently, when you barbecue a human being, it tastes a lot like a pig, from what I've heard. So I don't know. There's that.
I'm going to need you to list your sources here.
I don't know. I mean, don't quote. Well, I mean, I am being quoted right now.
If you're a part of the SPD, please turn this off.
I have never ever eaten human flesh. But I have heard from reading like Wikipedia, which I don't know what your reputable source to be, but from cannibals, apparently pig and human flesh taste very similar to each other.
They're very similar to tattoo, so I would assume that's probably close to right.
They're very, like, compared to, like, what, a cow?
Yeah, you can't tattoo a cow.
You can't tattoo a cow?
No. Well, I'm sure you could, but you have to, like, shave it and shit, whereas a pig, you just grab a needle and go to town.
Although, like, when you tattoo a human,
I think it's the density of the flesh, the thickness of it, too, the skin.
Okay.
Where you can actually get in there. Plus, they have a nice layer of fat underneath their skin like we do.
They do.
Some other creatures don't. I find it weird, like my cat, I'll grab his neck and I can pull it to his butt. I'm like, you just loose skin.
Yeah, my cats are like that too. My cats are still in Buffalo though. They won't be up here for like another 3 months. I'm dying. I do FaceTime with them. I don't know if that makes me weird. Because also they don't care. My boyfriend's put like the video camera in front of my cats and they just walk up.
I just imagine some dude chasing cats around an apartment with a tablet. Fucking look at it.
Yeah. It's like, Winnie. Because I also saved both of them. They were both strays, and I brought them into the house, which was great for Evan, because he's like, oh, great, you saved another cat with fleas. I'm like, yes, they have fleas, and they're starving.
And they're a little stupid. We have to do something.
But it basically just attacked the iPad. That's what we use, and don't really pay attention to me. But, you know, I like seeing them. I like pretending that we have some sort of bond.
I like cats because they're their own thing. They're their own creature. They don't require you. If a cat goes outside, if it's adjusted to an outside environment, obviously if it's an indoor cat and you let it outside, it's probably fucked. It's coyote chow.
Yeah, Evan, my boyfriend of 7 years has had some issues with that recently. His family cat Lionel, who has been declawed, by the way.
Don't do that.
No, I know. Well, he didn't do it.
Don't declaw. Don't circumcise. Leave fucking nature to its shit.
He's
is
like a
wrong with you?
7-year-old cat. If you see a Siamese cat in Buffalo, I actually mean, if you see a Siamese cat in Buffalo that looks defenseless, he's probably been on his own for like months and he's lost. But he had that happen to him, and it's been pretty rough. We've had some rough nights of him being upset about it, which is fair. Like, this is a cat he grew up with and is now, like, again, defenseless. Like, he can't defend himself in the wild. But our cats, the ones that we own, do have claws. And our street cats, although it's weird because I actually think one of my cats does have, I wouldn't want to say PTSD, but like as a stray, she actually gets freaked out of the outside. I've tried to put her outside. She does not like it.
Weird.
Yeah.
I had a pigeon like that.
You had a pet pigeon?
I didn't have a pet. We were walking around Ballard one time, and we were dropping something off at Monster Art and Clothing. I don't know if you've been down there.
I have heard about it. The only gallery or art space in Ballard that I've actually checked out has been Push Pull, which is an awesome space.
Push Pull's great.
You should check it out. They have really cool comics, and the people who run it are great people.
Yeah. I would suggest check out Monster Art and Clothing too. They're a fantastic place. My friend Jesse's the manager. My girlfriend knows the owner, manager, previous owner, all that jazz. But we were there dropping something off, and as we left, there's a bird, just a little baby pink thing with half of its feathers flopping around on the cement. We didn't know.
You adopted a pigeon.
Well, we picked it up. We took it home. Didn't know what it was because it was just a pink ball with a few feathers on it.
Yeah.
And so I'm looking at pictures, and I'm like, "Fuck, is it a heron? I don't know what the hell this is." And then eventually came across a picture of a pigeon, and I'm like, "Oh, that's a baby pigeon." So fed it, taught it how to fly. We named it Skipper.
Oh, that's a good name.
Yeah, right? We're playing around. We played with him all the time. He had this attitude.
He had an attitude?
He had an attitude.
With you?
No. With all of us. He preferred me over everyone else.
Oh, okay.
But I fed him the most. But
that's why.
He had this weird thing where if you put your hands up, he'd put his wings up and he'd slap box you.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, he would grab his wings and it was like a ninja hit. It's
that's
like
so cool.
I've caught baseballs from children that were thrown slower than these wings. I'm like, oh, wow.
Speaking of birds, though, I have to ask, because this is also something that I have not experienced on the East Coast. What the fuck is up with the crows here?
They're huge, right?
They're huge, and they attack you. I have been attacked by a crow already, and now I'm a little afraid of them. On the East Coast in Buffalo, this just does not happen. Here, I've been dive bombed twice.
Crows have alpha dominance, but
what the hell?
They dive bomb my cat. My cat's, I swear to God, he's Maine Coon, Siamese, and Russian Blue.
He's a big ass cat.
He's a big fucking cat, and he's monstrous, and he's lean. Well, he kind of has a belly now.
But Maine Coons are huge.
But he's a beast with a fucking attitude, and he kills things daily.
He's afraid of the crows, though, right?
No, absolutely not.
Oh,
but they dive bomb him. I'm like, fuck. No, if you alpha a crow, they'll stop.
Really? Because Evan, my boyfriend, I told him this after it happened to me. It's like, I got attacked by a crow. I got stalked and attacked by a crow.
I got something for you right here then.
And he thought it was the funniest thing ever. He's like, why don't you just hit it with your backpack? It's like, I'm not going to hit a crow with my backpack.
Get you a slingshot and get you some of these.
For crows. That's what you use for crows. Just these in your back.
It's rabbit shot.
Rabbit shot. Okay.
Yeah.
Those are cool.
Yeah, hit something with that sumbitch. It'll stop following you. It'll kill it on impact. But.
Yeah, I don't want to kill the crows. I just want them to leave me alone.
Well, yeah, but if you kill one, the rest that saw that shit will leave you alone.
Really? Because I thought they all attack you. That's what I've heard. Like, they get their friends and they just go.
No, that's dumb birds. Crows are extremely smart, and they see quick kill alpha, and they're like, oh, shit. That thing's a beast.
Well, to be fair, maybe it's just I know that they're protecting their young. At least that's what I've heard. Whoa. Yeah. So they do that when a nest is near, but at the same time, True. It's like, I'm not trying to kill your
Maybe they think
babies.
you're a cat.
That'd be kind of cool.
Sure, you're little, you're all in black. Maybe they think you're a cat. And they're bombing you. They're like, let's get this giant cat out of here.
I'm too small to be an actual human. I am 5 feet. It's fine.
It's surprising. There's people in my family that are 5 foot.
Oh, really?
My mother.
Oh, your mother's 5 foot?
Well, she's like 5'3", but she's tiny.
Yeah, no, it's my Evan is 6'1", so it's very interesting to see us. Yeah, like there's like a foot difference between.
I imagine I was like, my mom had told me my dad was like 6'4". I'm like, he's a foot taller.
Yeah,
than you.
Evan's a foot taller than me.
That's insane. Why would you do that?
Why would you? That's not natural.
Well, it just doesn't make sense in the whole species world. I'm like, why? I understand opposites attract, but I mean that's just a Paula Abdul song.
Well, then
Scientifically,
it wouldn't have if they wouldn't have been attracted to each other, you wouldn't have been born.
That's true.
There you go.
And that probably would have been better for the rest of the world.
If you wouldn't have been
on top of that, I procreated 2 more times. I made 2 more kids.
Is that a bad thing?
Well, they're giants too.
How big are your kids? Are they taller than me?
One of them is. My 11-year-old, I think, is 5'4", 5'5".
Why the fuck did you do that?
I didn't mean to.
Now I am shorter than a child.
My son stands to about my nipple.
So you're saying your 11-year-old is? Oh my god.
Yeah.
You're just so basically you decided that you wanted to make a race of giants.
I didn't mean to.
But
it was an accident, and they're perfect accidents. Perfect accident.
5'4" at 11.
Yeah, she's a giant.
She could be a model.
And she's
someday.
a she.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, you know.
And I think her mom's like 5'5" too, or 5'3".
So that was all you. That was all you.
Too, yeah. Good genes. Good genes go far. Stop getting attacked by crows. Kill them. Claw at them. Throw shit at them.
I feel bad though. They're living things, just protecting their young. You know.
True, but if it's protecting its young,
like I felt like I looked like a dumbass run. It was in Montlake when it happened. I was
running from a crow.
Yes.
I've seen people run from seagulls.
Oh man,
seagulls, the seagulls will fucking land on you out here. They don't give a shit.
I think I've had a seagull try to shit on me once, but it missed. No, the crow though. Like I was in Montlake. I was a little high. Can get drug tested now, employer. You won't find anything. Fine. I was a little stoned. I wanted to take a nice walk.
I was
by myself. And at first I didn't think the crow was after me, and then it started stalking me and like swooping low below my head. And then, of course, because I was high, and then I got the noise, ran in the opposite direction, and the crow followed me, and then I put my jacket over my head. Mind you that people saw me doing this and probably just thought I was crazy because it's Seattle and
they don't think you're crazy. They I swear to God, if you're in Seattle, they'd be like, she's probably from Bellevue.
She's probably just afraid of being in the city.
Yeah. The sun's shining, so she's got her coat up. She's screaming
but
and running.
It just would not stop. Like I got on a bus, and that's how I kept it from.
You know how you could have messed with people too is if you see people in the park that are watching you run, just turn and look at them. What's this yellow shit in the sky? And keep running.
Yeah, no, I mean that is the other thing about moving to Seattle is like Buffalo is way poorer than Seattle, but I think it's also because the weather, like the homeless population here is definitely a different one.
Yeah.
Than in on the East Coast in general, and in a city like the Rust Belt.
They're not very mobile here. They like to just sit where they are. And do
is that
their
it?
Shit, and not care about the world. Like other places that I've been to, I haven't been around many of the homeless people from the East Coast.
I live near. Well, God, now I'm telling everybody where I live. I live near the International District sort of area. So.
Oh. Yeah.
There was a slight inflection in your voice.
It's amazing because literally I've evaluated these homeless people around here, and it's unfortunate, but I see vets in certain areas. I see only white people in some area. I see only black people in some area. I see only Mexican people in some area, but it depends on the area.
Oh, okay.
And it's really strange because those areas are typically prominent in that particular race. And I'm like, it's bizarre because if I thought to myself, okay, I want somebody to feel bad for me, I'd go into an area that's strictly prominently wealthy people. I would go my ass to Bellevue in a minute. You'd catch me in the rich people
Bellevue?
neighborhood. Yeah.
There's a homeless issue in Bellevue, too. They just don't want to talk about it. I actually tutor in Bellevue.
I know that there is. I know that there is. I've seen it. But I've seen, like I've said, you go around Bellevue and look at the homeless people. They're all white.
Most. Although, to be fair, like, they have a pretty prominent, from what I've seen, native population.
Native and vets, actually. So I found a lot of vets in Bellevue and north of Bellevue until Linwood.
Really?
Yeah, and then Linwood gets a slight bit more Hispanic, and then it goes north and it's a slight bit more Hispanic. But then you come down to Seattle, and it's all.
Yeah,
everything.
Seattle is, well, I mean, it's the major city, right? It's the hub. So, of course, it would be more diverse than
I mean, I haven't taken note. I haven't sat there and tallied each one, but it's like, this is my own observation.
Yeah.
It could obviously be wrong. And it's definitely allowed to be interpreted by other observations.
No, it definitely is. And obviously, it's what you've seen and have you've experienced it. Although, I guess I could see what you're saying. In Bellevue, to some degree, the homeless population that I've seen has been less diverse. Although coming from the East Coast again, I do have a few close friends who are native, but the native population up here is different. Obviously, different tribes.
Yep.
So in Buffalo, it's more Iroquois. So Onondagan, Seneca, Cherokee, or not Cherokee. Oh my God, Cherokee.
Definitely not Cherokee.
Not Cherokee. Sorry, that just comes up. Mohawk. Pardon me. That's what I wanted to say.
Yeah, you guys got the first hit. The first hit natives were up there, the first to be taken down.
You don't. I mean, you don't see as many homeless people of native descent up there than you do up here. That's something that. Yes. No. Although, to be fair, a lot. I mean, there are a few natives I know in the inner city in Buffalo, but most of them do live in reservations, which is different and is also not exactly a walk in the park type of situation.
Exactly. I've known many that I've worked with myself, and they're like, then native reservation does things if you do things for them, but it's not comparable.
No,
it doesn't. It's less. It's essentially to them, or to the one aspect I've been taught of, it was less than minimum wage to do heavy duty work.
I don't know about the working situations. I have been to a few reservations.
But there's obviously they're never going to let you go down.
No.
I mean, if you're on a reservation,
you're
going to get helped.
Yes.
No matter what. But I'm like, and that's why I see people that are like, oh, I'm 1/16 this, and I get money from the res. I'm like, that's fucked up. To me.
Really? 1/6? Oh, I guess that is the rule. I mean, most of the people I know are actually 50% or more, and they have a card that says that they're actually from the tribe that they.
Yeah. I mean, these people I'm talking about were off working with me for some other company, and they're 100%. They're born and bred, raised. They've never been integrated in the past 200 years.
Huh.
So.
It's odd how.
It is.
Wherever you go, you find so many different, varieties and diversity.
This is strange, folks. It's dumb to think that somebody's less or more because they were born on a different part of dirt than you were.
That's true.
It's silly to think that. Now, if you're going to bag their religion thing, I'm all for that.
The religion thing?
Yeah, the religion thing.
Like any religion, or just one in particular?
Any and all. No, absolutely not. Any and all. I'm sorry. I'm heavy atheist.
Okay, I'm not really anything either.
I tried so hard though.
Like to be religious?
Yes. I've read so many versions of the Bible, Quran, Bhagavad Gita. I've read them all. Not all. I can't say all.
I actually
but I've
haven't.
read a lot.
Really?
Yeah. And I tried. I desperately tried. I wanted to believe that there was something bigger than me, and
I guess I would call myself agnostic, not because I am religious, but because I feel like when you say atheist, to some degree, you're assuming that there's an answer or like something that other people don't.
Sorry. Sorry, let me rephrase that. I know I went by atheist for a long time, and currently, I just prefer alpha human.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm not religious either. I just, I don't. I guess the thing with me is I don't know.
Yeah.
So
I don't know
agnostic.
either. But my personal belief is that there isn't a higher power.
That's fair,
Yeah.
and that should be respected.
Exactly. And some people, you can still be atheist and believe that aliens bred with monkeys to make people. You
Aliens
can still
bred with monkeys to make people. What? That's something that's new to me.
Really? Have you ever watched Ancient Aliens?
Oh, Ancient Aliens. Yeah. Well, I've always
All of
been
them
too
atheists, scientists, and I'm like, okay, I'm backing away from this fucking nonsense.
Evan loves that show, and I've tried watching. What's the one guy with the? I hate to say it, with the hair.
Oh, shit. Giorgio something.
Is it a Greek last
Aliens.
name? Oh yeah.
Aliens.
With the crazy hair and crazy eyes.
It's like Giorgio Debopoulos or some shit like that. I'm
Yeah.
sorry if I fucked your name up. If you see this,
Don't be offended.
fuck yeah. I don't care.
Yeah,
Well,
no,
fuck your name up.
I have watched Ancient Aliens, but I have not seen that particular episode. I've seen the
It's
one
not
with
even
the.
one episode. It's like every other episode they're
I've
talking
seen
about.
the ones with the
they're-
pyramids.
Yeah, they're
where, like,
implying aliens came down, and they're like, so that they're putting some implication that aliens came down and did something with monkeys to make people, and that's why heads were long, and I'm like, fuck.
like Coneheads.
Yeah.
Like that movie.
Oh, Coneheads. That's another gem.
Coneheads.
Coneheads was a gem.
I don't know. I can't.
I thought you said you loved horrible movies.
I do, but that one was like, I don't know. Like, okay, I love horrible movies when they're not trying to be horrible. But Coneheads, I feel like was a movie that
So
was
you didn't
intentionally
what was
horrible.
that? Eight-Legged Freaks?
No.
That movie was so fucking good.
No, I mean, because it's like supposed to be campy. Like the great part about Miami Connection and Troll 2 is that they're not supposed to be campy. They just are.
If you can watch Troll 2 and say it wasn't supposed to be campy,
No, well,
you are a real fan.
I am. Tried and true. Yeah, no, Miami Connection was supposed to be like a great action movie, and it just wasn't. The Room was supposed to be a drama. Now it's billed as a comedy. It was supposed to be a drama. It was. It was supposed to be like this big dramatic like movie, and it's not. It's a yeah. So now it's a funny comedy, but that's not what it was sold as when it came out. I like movies like that. Miami Connection was supposed to be like Die Hard. It's not.
It's never going to be Die Hard.
No, Troll 2 was supposed to be, like Gremlins.
Hold on. There's no way you can make a movie comparable to Die Hard. So much so that the new Die Hard movie coming out with Bruce Willis still not comparable to fucking Die Hard.
No, Die Hard 1 is like nothing's going to compare
Yeah.
to Die. No. But that's what I mean is like Eight-Legged Freaks and I watched the first Sharknado.
I've watched fucking all of them.
Oh man, no, I stopped at Sharknado 2. Like I actually enjoyed Sharknado 1, but Sharknado 2 is like, okay, Tara Reid, like I loved you in Josie and the Pussycats when you were that drummer chick. You love Tara Reid in general.
I do. That's my
Honestly,
gross teenage
really?
boner was definitely
Tara Reid?
Yeah.
Dude.
I don't know why. There's no reason for it.
No, what's her name? And Josie and the Pussycats is so much, I mean, in my opinion, so much hotter. Rachel Lee Cook.
Oh God, Rachel Lee Cook. I like Rachel
Lee Cook
but
is.
she kind of reminded me of my ex, and I'm like, no.
Oh no! I mean, in terms of teenage crushes, like Rachel Lee Cook is way hotter than Tara,
True.
in my opinion.
Does she do anything anymore? I haven't seen Rachel.
She
Lee Cook.
had that. No, she has. That this is your brain. This is an egg. This is a.
She did it. She did a "This Is Your Brain on Drugs" ad.
Yes, recently.
Yep, she lost my favorite.
Oh damn! I like those ads.
I hate those ads.
I think they're well.
I loved the one where there was like the little dog that came up and she's like, the dog's like, Lindsay, I don't like it when you smoke pot. I'm like, I I fucking love that dog.
Yeah, no, she did a new one.
If my
recently.
dog spoke to me every time I smoke weed, I would only smoke weed. That's all I would fucking do. I'd be like, fuck yeah, I'm getting like 20 dogs.
I'm gonna become Dr. Doolittle and just talk to my dog.
We're doing this goddamn poker game. I've seen this situation. Somebody taught you.
Invite all the neighborhood dogs, and I can chill with all of them. Grab a deck of cards.
I'm gonna take all your collars, motherfucker.
Oh man. Okay. Well, that's more power to you. It's fine. Nah. Yeah. I love Josie and the Pussycats. It's a great movie.
All right, real quick, I gotta do this.
All right.
I gotta zoom in on this pufferfish. Let's see if we can get this. Oh yeah, I get the zoom on. Are you guys seeing this?
I think they
It's
can.
fucking got a googly eye. It's so dope.
Yeah, the
This
googly eyes are the best part.
Yeah, hands down, one of my favorite things. I love googly eye. I've recently fallen more in love with googly eyes when That was weird. It was stop for
What
a
did you?
second. When I found this I didn't find it. I wasn't looking for it. It was something I came across on some goofy website of some girl twerking. And she had 2 giant googly eyes on her butt cheek.
What?
They were just...
What? I don't know. Oh no. The monster fell down again. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean,
died
on one
laughing.
hand, that makes me uncomfortable a little bit, just because like I can imagine the eyes moving in strange directions.
So
Whoa.
if you get a chance to look that up.
Googly-eyed twerking?
Yep.
YouTube?
I feel like I'm gonna look it up right now and see if
Okay.
I can show you. Are you doing all right? You're probably not gonna want a Rainier after that.
I'm probably going to need a bathroom break.
Ooh, bathroom break. Well, let's do that after we cut it. Can you
Yes,
handle that?
I can handle that.
All right. So,
Small person, small bladder. That's my motto.
I believe that. We're just gonna put that there and see if that works. I don't know. I get the
Okay.
worst service down here. 'Cause we're beneath buildings on buildings and other crap.
Is it not working? I'm going to have to look this up.
It's doing better than working. It's showing me horrific things I had never seen before.
Oh, I don't know if that's a good...
Yeah. Okay, so maybe get your parents' permission
Don't-
for you to Google search googly eye twerk.
Don't just put it into Google search. You'll get things that you don't want to see.
Go back.
And don't make your children search for it for you because you don't want them to
Dude.
see.
That's true. There's some shit your kids don't need to see yet, like
It's
googly
not
eyes on a butt.
PG-13.
Well, it's PG-13.
Is it?
Just check
Is
your
it?
links. If it says YouTube, you're good to go. If it says Pornhub, don't click on it.
Don't click on Pornhub. No.
Generally, I would not condone that advice, but right now I'm like, yeah, probably not.
That's fair.
Oh my god, I actually have to pee too.
See? It's not just me.
All right, let's pause this shit.
Okay. Yeah, that's one of the things about hearing yourself. I don't know how I'm going to react to seeing and hearing myself.
Yeah,
It is, and it makes you feel all weird inside.
All right, we're back from pee break.
Yes. It was a good pee break.
Yeah, it was a good pee break. Rated it 7 out of 10. It was
For
good
you.
go.
For me, it was like an 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
Oh, yeah.
Was it the glory hole that?
I really needed to pee really badly.
I believe it.
Yeah.
This beer will do that.
Yeah.
It'll make you pee.
Yeah. And I'm a small person, so
All
my
right.
bladder just does not handle that.
All right, so you were talking about insects.
Yeah. So my first venture into googly eyes was actually with insects. So I had
Let's pronounce this. Insects.
insects. Not it's INSECTS, even though now when you say that it sounds like I'm saying INSEX. I am not saying insects. I am saying insects.
Or incest.
Incest. Yes. So no. I
came from small towns. We're not talking about incest, okay?
Buffalo's not, well, it is small, but it's not like Idaho. FYI. We have,
Burn.
yeah. 250,000 people. Not crazy huge, but.
Versus 40,000.
There
I
you
think
go.
it might be up to like 65 or 80 by now.
Think you're moving up in the world.
Getting up there.
Yeah, there you go.
They're almost
Do you
to
have
the
your
level.
first microbrewery yet?
Oh, dude, there's been a microbrewery there since I could.
But
remember.
one.
Yeah, one. Microbrewery.
Sorry.
There's probably like 7 now.
Oh, okay, fair.
It's not like Woodenville has like 35, 40 that popped up in the past 3 years. It's awesome.
Getting around.
It's cool
Yeah.
because there's a bus route.
So the Googly Eyes actually started like about a year ago, maybe less than a year ago, but it actually started with bugs. I'm just gonna say bugs because I feel dirty saying insects. You made me feel dirty saying insects, but so it started with
It's the way that you say it.
East Coast, fine.
CTS is X, so insects.
Yeah. It started with a few beetles and I have a grasshopper and a praying mantis and a butterfly and a dragonfly and a few others.
I feel like we should really put together like an insect show here.
That would be so fun. I'd be so down. I mean, even in front, because I do collages as well, which I obviously are not up right now. But one of my favorite collages, which is called Death, actually has like a ton of insect cutouts in it and fungi and other stuff. So,
Ooh.
yeah.
I'm a big fan of the fungi artwork. To an extent. If it's the velvet color your own mushroom, fuck you. That's not art. Shut up.
No, fungi is fun because it comes in all different shapes and colors, and
Because it's a fun guy.
yeah, it's fun guy.
It's fun, guys.
Yeah. So I've done a few things with that, but the googly-eyed idea actually started with bugs and then translated to fish really, really well. And actually, I mean, to be fair, Evan, my boyfriend, never liked the googly eyes. At all.
You haven't showed him the twerking video yet.
Actually, I might now. Because, I mean, we have different ideas. He doesn't always like everything I do artistically. And he was just like, I don't know how I feel about the googly eyes on the bugs. Blah, blah, blah. So then I did the fish, and he thought that was better.
Yeah, fish with googly eyes is perfect because they're almost exactly fish eyes.
That's what he said. Yeah, so it makes more sense. Whereas with the bugs, he's
cartoony fish
yeah.
eyes, because fish eyes don't actually go up and down and swirl and shit.
They don't, but it's so fun.
Yeah, it is.
My googly eyes. Yeah. So with the bugs, he thought that maybe because their eyes are like sort of multi-dimensional and have.
I keep imagining spiders and praying mantis, things with big eyes that are like awkward from most things. Like a beetle eye is an interesting thing, but it's nothing like spiders or praying mantis.
No, I have a few of those at home. The spider and praying mantis ones, but He thought that they would look better with like a sort of a jewel or like a fake gemstone instead of a. I have done a few of those as well, but I actually like the googly eyes better.
So
they're more my thing.
Have you seen Mallory's stuff?
Yes, I saw the. Oh my God, not lizard. God, what word am I looking for? Not a lizard.
I keep saying the wrong thing all the fucking time. It's chameleon.
Chameleon. Yeah. That's the word I was looking for. The chameleon with the gemstone.
Yeah.
Yes, that wasn't that in the? It's still in the KEXP show, correct?
Oh, that one.
Yes.
That one's cool.
Yes.
Yeah, that one's the KXP show. It's on a cover of, God damn it, Pink Floyd.
Yeah, because I have stuff in the KXP show as well. So I was there, and that was awesome.
Have you seen her snow leopard piece with the mushrooms?
I don't know if I've seen that one.
It is literally right here.
Oh,
I'm gonna have to show you after.
Yeah.
Nonsense.
Yeah, her stuff is cool. It's like a melding of nature scenes, but also like surreal stuff at the same time, and lots of crazy colors.
To see the gems, and then like I couldn't even imagine how far she's come with what she's done is
The chameleon
phenomenal.
is awesome. Because I looked at it and like that makes total sense. And why the hell hasn't
She
anybody
has a
thought
few
of that
them
already?
like that. The chameleon. She has a narwhal that's like that too. Its tooth is actually a giant gem shooting off. She's got another one, a seahorse that its entire body is made out of turquoise and gold.
That's
It's
so cool.
as fuck. But the snow leopard's my favorite because it's like looking upward at some glowing mushrooms. And as it's looking up, it's got its mouth open, and all of its fangs are gems. It's fucking stellar. Please, yeah. Look all the artists up that we've referenced in this amount of time.
Yes.
How many artists have we referenced?
I don't know.
Like 3.
Maybe. I can't. I haven't really been keeping track.
I know. I had Robin here earlier for 15 minutes, and he plugged like 10 people. He's like, look up Claudio. Look at this. Look at this. We're doing this. We're doing that. I'm like, Jesus.
It gets to the point where,
Exactly. You're yanking on everyone else's string, but, it's a good thing.
It
that's,
is.
That's what this is here for, hopefully. Just get people out there.
Yes.
That's my whole goal. All right.
All right.
It's been good for you?
Yes, it has.
Awesome. It's been good meeting you. This is actually the first time I've physically met you.
I think so. You were at the KEXP show, though, I think.
I was.
I think, yes. I was distracted. Sorry.
I did not have a piece in it. I was going to do a piece, but I bailed out because I've been busy and tired.
Damn, the KEXP show, that was a good opening.
It was phenomenal.
Yeah.
The KEXP show, everybody did records or record stylings.
And it's
on
still
vinyl.
up.
It's still up right now. You can
Yes.
go and check out the KEXP.
Check out his girlfriend's piece at KEXP.
Check out
Check
hers
out mine.
too. Yeah, dude.
I'm selling other people's. Yeah.
Yeah.
Buy the chameleon piece because
A
it's cool.
lot of people from down here have pieces up there, including my very first guest, Melissa Crisetto. I
Oh
think.
yeah, no, she had I've seen her piece, and then I saw.
It was the one with the cool wavelengths on it.
It looked sort of like a Joy Division record.
I
thought
like
so.
it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right. Well, this has been me, and this has been her. This has been this has been fun.
Yes.
I like this. If you truly enjoy it, please, click like and subscribe. Screw it. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that this time. Just once. I'm gonna be like, please subscribe. I'm gonna put up more. It's gonna be more fun.
Like his videos.
Yeah, like them. I'm gonna be putting up more, and you might want to hear it. You might not. If you don't want,
This is a bad sales pitch.
I'm not a good salesman. I'm good.
If you're watching now, just give him a like, because please like me too.
Please like Tiny Tim.
Yeah, I have an Instagram and
What's the Instagram and the website?
I do have a website. It's being updated because it hasn't been updated in like 2 years. But my website is www.juliawald.com.
WALD.
Yes, not WARD, WALD. And then my Instagram is Where's Wald Art at WHRERESWALDART. And I also have an LO, which is an interesting.
You have an LO?
I do have an LO.
I think LO's up and coming.
Is it really?
I do. It's like I remember the early days when we were kind of invited, and it was like Google.
It's weird.
Google was like that too. I was invited to Google. I used it a little bit, and then nothing happened.
I'm
for
a
couple years.
featured artist on LO right now, which is
dude.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I have like that little green check mark in my thing. It's weird though because I have like 25,000 views, but like 50 followers. It's a strange dynamic.
That's how I felt about this. It was like, holy shit, this post has been seen by 1,000 people, and it was like, oh, but you have 28 views. I'm like,
oh man,
well, it's still pretty dope.
Yeah, no, like
More
that's
people
it's
than I
like,
thought were gonna watch it.
Man, your ego is like fluctuating at the same time, and as an artist, it's like maybe having a low ego is good, but bad at the same time.
Is.
But anyway, yeah, I'm a featured artist. Hi, on LO's illustration page right now. If anybody has an LO, check it out. And I'm under Julia Wald on LO. Yes.
Excellent. This has been fun.
Yes, I had a really great time, and this is really good beer.
I'm glad. If you want, contact me. I can hook you up with the person that makes it. We can deliver. I come. Well, I can deliver when I come down to do this for you, or you can come out and visit.
Yeah.
It's a great place too. We actually built his brewery into his garage. It's phenomenal. Kind of looks like this a lot. It's got a lot of pallet wood.
Pallet wood is nice.
Pallet wood's dope.
Yeah.
I like it.
I like it too.
It's fresh.
But it was great meeting you in person, doing the interview.
Great Grace meeting you.
Grace.
You got marble mouth.
Insects and Grace.
Insects and Grace.
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you guys for watching. Pick up next time.
Yeah.
See you later.